Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pink Table Talk. I am your host, Loria Reed, and today we are back with more great topics for us, by us, ladies. And I'm so glad that you were able to tune in with us today. We've got another great show, but you know the routine. I need you to do me a favor. Go ahead on and share this. Also, let us know where you're tuning in from. We're so excited. Many of you are tuning in all over the country and even the world. So thank you so much for choosing us, Pink Table Talk, to spend some of your time today. We're so grateful. Today, we've got a great topic. We are talking about quarantine weight. Okay. When I say weight, I'm not talking about the weight of the world. I'm talking about weight as in gaining some pounds. You know how it's been since we've been sitting in this house. I know that first week I just went kind of crazy with the food. The refrigerator was looking at me like, do not come back here. Okay. Please, ma'am, don't do that. And I'm sure it said the same thing to many of you as well. And we're trying to get back on track and do everything we need to do to make sure that we're healthy and that we're doing well. So we've got two great experts here today that I'm excited about introducing to you all. But first, once again, go ahead on, share this, like this, and let us know how you're enjoying the show. Okay? All right. So our first guest, she is the CEO and owner of Fit for a Purpose Fitness and Dance Studio, which is a premier studio in Morrow, Georgia. She holds classes for women of all shapes and sizes. If you're in shape, out of shape, go see her. They've got Caribbean beats, Zumba classes, tight and fit classes, every kind of class you can ever think of. They have it there. They've got it all. She lives a lifestyle of fitness, and I'm so glad to have her here. She was also diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis at the age of 6, but she is still in this fitness game, so we really don't have any issues going on with her having to overcome all of that. So please welcome our guest, my friend, Miss Christina Wilson.
Hey everybody.
So glad to have you today on the Pink Table Talk, girl.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I know, right? I'm so glad to have both of y'all today. So y'all know what my crazy question is. Y'all got a diet where I can eat Wingstop and still lose weight. That's
Listen,
no.
I wish I did because those fries with the sweet and salty are everything.
Come on, ma'am.
No,
You
I like
already
fries.
know the fries. Okay, well, so my first question is for Christina. I know we talked about you and your having the arthritis, being diagnosed as a child. Can you start from the beginning with your health journey and how you've gotten to here? Because I think people really need to hear that.
Sure. From what I can remember, I was in the first grade and I just came back from summer vacation and it was time to go to gym class. And so in gym, in PE, they had us do all types of things. And the thing that I can remember like it was yesterday was it was time for us to do push ups. And for some reason, I could no longer hold my body weight up with my hands. Like I couldn't do a push up. And so, nobody in my family knew what was going on. My grandparents didn't know. We just didn't know. So they started taking me to doctors. I spent the majority of my childhood all the way up until seventh grade going to physical therapy, occupational therapy, different type of doctors, just trying to figure out what was going on with my body. Because at that time, arthritis wasn't common in children. So that wasn't even something that the doctors were looking for. And so finally in seventh grade, when I was in seventh grade, they finally diagnosed me with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. At
Hmm.
that point, I started taking a medication, which caused me to have to take off a day of school once a month to go and get infusions. And it would last like maybe 4 hours, sometimes a little bit longer. So I was on that for a while, and then I actually had a reaction to that medication, so I had to stop it. And so in eighth grade, they put me on an injection that I could give myself weekly, and I took that all the way through my adulthood almost. Just changed my medication, matter of fact, a few years ago. But the interesting thing is from the first grade all the way up until high school, everyday tasks just were really, really difficult for me. Like walking up and down the stairs, I had to actually grip the railing like with my body weight, not just my hand. And it was kind of hard because kids, they didn't understand. So a lot of people made fun of me. I did have my friends who helped me, but a lot of people just didn't understand what was going on. And neither did I. So, it was difficult. Once I got to high school, my arthritis started to kind of slow down from deteriorating my joints. So it did slow down in high school. By the time I got to college, thank God it had gone into remission. And I just started slowly, doing things to try to build my body back up. My rheumatologist would tell me, just get moving, start walking, do something. And back then I was overweight. And so, I couldn't like run or anything like that, of course, with my joints, but I just got on the treadmill at Spelman and started walking. Like, me and my friends made it a daily thing. And so, yeah, like as an adult, I started going to LA Fitness and I saw from the group fitness room, I'm like, what are they doing in there? Because I was out there on the treadmill. And comes to find out, they were doing something called dance fitness or Zumba. And I had no rhythm. And Laria, I know you've seen some of our videos that we've done. And so it's hard for people to believe that I didn't have any rhythm. But trust me, when I first started, I had no rhythm. But I fell in
I
love
can't
with
believe that either.
teaching. Right. But I fell in love with group fitness, dance fitness, and ended up not only becoming healthier as far as my joints are concerned, but my body as well. I went from 240 all the way down to 160. And, now my rheumatoid arthritis is in remission. Most people don't even know that I still have rheumatoid arthritis. I do take medication daily for it, but I mean, most people say they can't tell. And that's really, of course, because of God, number one, but also because, I'm staying active. It's a choice that I'm making daily.
Mm.
That's amazing. That is so amazing because I forget. And I remember when I used to work with you, and you told me, and I was like, what? And you going to all these Zumba classes and teaching Zumba and doing all this stuff. It's like, and you cope with it so well, I would have never known. So thank you for that. And Miss
Thank you.
Deidre, so I want you to talk about what caused you to want to become healthy. What sparked it in you to, go on this lifestyle change and journey?
Well, for one, I've always been small, size 5'7". Um, got married, got comfortable, and then you up to a size. So I always tried everything to lose weight, but just wasn't consistent. So then I got to a point where I started realizing that it went over into depression. So of course, when
Mm,
depression hit, it's like you can't do nothing. Everything just falls apart. Work, relationships, everything. And I remember one time headed to church, and I'm always just take my driving shoes, and then I'll put my heels on at church. And when I tried to put my heels on, my feet were swollen. And I'm like, oh no. And it was because of the weight that I had gained. So I was like, okay, Deidre, you got to do something. So I had read something where they say, do your trying to get in shape, do it online, do it on social media, and get the accountability from social media. Of course, I did not want to do that, but I did meet a group of ladies in Florida who were doing like 30-day challenges, and they were like, just join us, post your pictures, post you working out, post your food. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I did it, and just the feedback from social media of cheering you on, encouraging you, people that needs the same thing, that just encourage you. So I was like, okay, good. So the first 30 days, just from walking and just being mindful of what I was eating, I lost like 10 pounds. So that kind
mm,
of like gave me a push. So basically, it was the weight gain and going into depression. Yeah.
wow, wow. Because sometimes our eating choices have a lot to do with our state of mind and how we really feel about ourselves. And it's not necessarily, but not being active at all.
Mm.
Sometimes it has a lot to do with both of them. Do you all agree with that? Or have you had clients like that, Christina?
Yes. Matter of fact, is that's one of our goals here is to become that encouragement that people need
Mhm.
because fitness journeys can be hard, especially if you're trying to do them on your own. So here we try to create that community that will give people the confidence that they need to continue on their journey. Most of our ladies come in, they tell us about their diseases, their conditions. They tell us about, how they don't have accountability partners. And they come here and they kind of get that family atmosphere, that accountability. Because if I don't see them, I'm like, girl, where you been at? It's been like a week
Mm-hmm.
and we ain't seen you in here. So, and they love it, and yeah, it's great to see people and hear their stories about how they've overcome just through having that community. So I do agree.
Right. Okay. Well, my next question. Okay, so I was talking at the beginning of the show about how we've got this quarantine weight coming on. We've been at the house, and a lot of us, and I think in the beginning, we were all kind of anxious because it was like, we can't go nowhere. I can't go nowhere. And then, you got snacks and you go to the grocery store again, stuff you probably wouldn't have not gotten, the chips and the cookies and all that. I mean, that first week, I was going ballistic on that food. It was ridiculous. Like, I had chips in the bed. I'm just sitting there eating and watching the news. And, and before you know it, weight will creep up on you fast. So, what would you guys, and I'll start with you, Deidre, what would you advise for somebody who's fallen off and trying to get back on? I mean, sometimes we go a little ham, but what are some simple steps to get back on after we've fallen off?
Well, I totally agree with you because that first week of being quarantined, I gained 6.5 pounds. So, and
Right.
I went into another depression about that. So, I just say, get all that stuff out your kitchen. If you're still at home to where you won't run to it, get some more healthier snacks. And of course, I know we're trying to be safe and not go anywhere, but just walk your neighborhood. Just get out and do something. Drink more water, of course. But stay away from that stuff that put those pounds on, because when you're in the house, you're only from one room to the kitchen to the room to the kitchen, and you're just gonna do that. So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta house
Okay,
and just
Christina, what about you? How do we get back on the horse?
I totally agree. First of all, you got to get the snacks out, because if they're sitting there, if you see them, you're going to eat them. So it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. But
right.
again, the biggest thing I would do is go back to the whole community factor. You have to have people in your life that are going to encourage you as well, and I have the same mindset as you. Because if I'm trying to get healthy, and say, for instance, Loria, you're not, and I call you and I'm like, hey girl, what you doing? And you like sitting here eating some wings, and I'm like, I want some wings too, but if if we both are on that journey together, and I'm like, girl, what you doing? And you like, nothing. And I'm like, well, let's go walking. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So you have to have that group of people around you who are trying to go in the same direction as you. And for
That's true.
some people it is social media, but for some people that's uncomfortable because social media is still public. So for some people it could just be close friends or family, but I would say try to surround yourself with people that'll support you, because definitely how you feel and how you feel about yourself plays a big part on even determining if you want to get better and work out and do all those things.
Most definitely, because we all got friends that we go eat out with. It's like you got your foodie friends that you go you go try out different restaurants and stuff with, but you can't let the foodie friends and the exercise friends kind of merge
Right.
together, because it might not be too good. But I like what you said about the accountability thing. That's good. So we have a lot of women who, okay, we have two ends of the spectrum going on. So there are our groups of women who, they were so upset that your gym was closed, Christina, and other gyms have had to close down, and they've just been going crazy and they're at home working out still. And then you got the other side of the spectrum, the people like me probably, who probably wasn't doing too much anyway, and this just kind of added to what we already had going on. So for someone who's like, okay, I see this weight coming on me, but I haven't gotten started, what are some simple steps that you would give just to get started? Just one simple step that you would say a person could do to just get started. And that could be either one of
For
you guys.
I guess for me, for somebody who hasn't started, I would say go out in the neighborhood and walk. Like that's the safest thing to do, where you don't have to be around people. And for me, when we did close, we were still shooting virtually for our customers, like you said, who didn't want us to close. But just for me personally, I decided I'm going to go walking 2 miles a day with my kids. And that's what I did because it was something to get out the house. And in doing that, you're still keeping your body healthy. Everybody can't run, everybody can't dance, everybody can't lift weights, everybody can't, but majority of people can get out and walk, or at least something like that. So I would say if you're able, like if you're physically able to get out and walk, then that's where I would start. And from there, baby steps to doing, those other things that I just named.
Makes sense. And what about you? One thing, Deidre, that you would advise for people to do to get started? Just one thing to get started.
Well, it's mainly what Christina said. Just get out and walk. Walk the best you can. As far as you can, as long as you can. Um, and like she said, the virtual aerobic show, we have it on Hope TV. We have those every day. There are a lot of them out there now on social media that you can just do in the house. So you can just do something. And once you find yourself doing something daily, you'll start doing more and it'll get easier for you. And then you'll start looking to do it. You'll look forward to it. So that's going to be your main thing. Just
Okay.
go walk.
Okay. Now, let me ask you guys this. I know there are a lot of different diets that are going on, and
Mhm.
I don't know your take, but look, we're going to find out. So I know I hear about it's like keto, then it's like, don't eat any sweets, then it's like, okay, don't eat no fruit. Then it's like, it's so many different diets that you can do. So
Mhm.
what are the do's and don'ts that you all would advise for nutrition?
I mean, as far as as far as nutrition goes, I tell my clients that your nutrition is probably 80 to 90% of your weight loss journey, because most people just want to come in here and think that, oh, if I come and work out for an hour a day, then I'm good, I can eat whatever I want. But that's not the case. I definitely don't use the word diet personally, because the first three letters of that word, just what it stands for, I don't like to bring any negative connotation to anything related to health. So we use healthy lifestyle changes, because we don't
Mhm.
want it to be, most people when they hear diet, they think, oh, 30 days, or I'm gonna do this for 2 weeks, or I'm gonna do the 2-day cleanse and then they're done. But when you say a healthy lifestyle change, that's something that you're making a part of your life from now on. So for me personally, I think it just depends on you, your body, your preconditions you may have. Like keto may work for me, but if you already have high cholesterol because of the fat content in that, the amount of fat that you have to eat to even go into ketosis, like all of that plays a part in if that healthy lifestyle change works for you. So it may not be keto, it may not even be um, low calorie, because some people need those calories to get into weight loss. So for me, it's really hard to pinpoint something for a general crowd. It really just depends on that person and conditions that they may have, or predetermining factors that they may have that we have to look into. I know that wasn't like the answer everybody wanted to hear. They wanted me to
No, no,
say,
no, no. It
"Oh
was fine. It was fine. It was, we all want to hear what we want to hear. Because, like I
yeah,
just said in the beginning of the show, I'm trying to figure out how I can have my
So,
sugary wing stop fries. Because, they put on them in sugar. That's what makes them so addictive. It's like
right,
crazy.
right." And you know
Deidre,
what?
did you want to add
Nothing
anything to
is,
that?
well, I was just
um,
gonna say, nothing is bad in moderation either. I just want to put that in there. So
yes.
Okay.
as long as it's done in moderation, you can have the fries. I don't completely cut it
Mhm.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. And my thing is, I didn't do any diet. I just knew what was blowing me up, and it was the sodas. So I cut back on my sodas. I was a
Mm.
heavy coffee drinker, and when I say coffee drinker, it was the sugar and the creamer. It wasn't the coffee. So I cut back on that. So I guess you just have to find those things that mess you up. and cut back from it. But I haven't tried any diets or anything like that. I just do a detox tea and do something for my energy level, and I'm good.
Wow. Just like that. Now, let me ask you guys, what about when you, let's just say you're working out and you're doing all these things right? What is the
Mhm.
time length? Because I think sometimes we want the weight to just fall off like that. It's like, oh, I worked out for 2 days now. Let me get on the scale and see what happens. So, what do we do to stay consistent? Is my first question. Like, how do you deal with plateaus? Like, say, for some of the ladies who exercise, but they get to that little peak where it's like your body's not moving anymore, you're eating right, you're doing all the right things, and it just, you stop. So, that's one of my questions. And the other one is, well, let's just start there. What do you do when you plateaued? How do you continue to go?
Uh-huh.
But for that, I would say on my end, like if you reach a plateau, most of the time it's because your body has gotten used to what you're doing. So if you're doing the same thing every single day, it's your body is used to that now. So you kind of have to shock your body to get out of that. So you have to change it up and do something different. So like that's the most important thing that I tell my ladies. Most of them love dance fitness. That's what they're going to come and do. Like if they could do that every day, they would. But at the same time, you need to do some weightlifting. Like you need to add something different in there. Otherwise, you're just going to reach that point and stay there. So, yes, it's about pushing past that. So I do what I can to try to push them up the hill so that they don't get stuck.
Okay. So kind of switching it up, you think?
Hmm. Right.
Yeah, because your
Exactly.
body kind of as you said, gets used to it. Okay,
Right.
that makes
And
sense. And Deidre, anything that you've experienced?
on my journey, all I would do was walk and run. So once I just saw my body, it just stayed. So once somebody called and said you need to do something else, good, your butt sagging there and all of that. So I need to tone up. So I got a trainer. So I noticed when I got my trainer, everything just my body changed. So and it was because I walked so much, I ran so much, so I wasn't moving anymore. So like she said, you got to switch it up. Hmm.
Okay. So I want the two of you guys to kind of tell us about your businesses that you have. We're all about empowering women here on the Pink Table Talk and with our Women of Hope. So really quickly, Christina, can you tell us about your business? I know you're the CEO, the owner, the HNIC, all of those things where you are. Can you tell us about your business and how we can get in
Um,
touch with you?
Sure. So I own Fit for a Purpose Dance and Fitness Studio here in Morrow, Georgia. So we are a group fitness facility, which means that all of our classes are group fitness classes. Right now, we just recently reopened June 1st. And so, because of the situation that's going on, our class sizes are limited to about 8 people per class. We have put um, just a lot of measures in place to make sure that we're keeping our members safe and everybody protecting them just from what's going on in the world right now. But we also do offer virtual classes. So you can just log onto our website, which is www.fitforapurposellc.com. And we have all of our virtual class schedule on there. We offer an online fitness portal, which is a subscription that you can subscribe to. And we put up at least 10 videos a month in there. So for those people who can't make the virtual classes, for instance, at 7 every night, and you want to log in the morning and work out, we have something there that we offer as well. So yeah.
All right. Fit for a Purpose Dance and Fitness Studio in Morrow, Georgia. I'm so proud of the both of you guys doing your own thing and got your businesses popping. Miss Christina and Miss Deidre. Is there one tip or one thing that you just want to say to the ladies before we close today?
I'll go. Yes, just when you fall off, just keep going. I used to be the one that says, I'll wait till Monday. I'll wait till the first of the month. No, when you fall off that day, just start back the next day. Don't put it off because something is gonna happen and you're gonna be saying, I'll wait till next Monday. I'll wait till the next first. So when you fall off, just keep going. and get you in if it's hard for you, get an accountability partner that will really, really help you. That's it.
Most definitely. Christina?
I completely agree with that. I would just say never stop believing in yourself. You
Mhm.
can do it. You can make whatever changes that you want to make that are right for you. I think that it's so important just have faith in yourself and surround yourself with people who will encourage you to continue on the journey that you want to get to. And like you just said, I would just say never give up on yourself. Like, please don't
Mhm.
give up on yourself. Because if you're not rooting for you, who else can, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like we all are here for a reason. We all have a purpose. That's why, I named my company Fit for a Purpose, to just encourage people that you are here for a purpose and your health is important. So please take care of yourself.
Okay. Oh, that was so sweet. Look at me. I'm like, I'm so proud of y'all. Really quickly, just to recap. So I got walking, just start with walking. I heard that 100 times, and I heard the water, making sure we're drinking enough water, and I heard from you guys just watching what we eat. I can have Wingstop fries every now and then, but not every day.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm so grateful to have you guys once again. Thank you so much for Miss Christina Wilson, Miss Wandidra Stafford. It's the Pink Table Talk, y'all. We had another great time talking about how to get this weight off of us if we got it on and how to maintain it and keep it off. So we'll see you guys the next time. Love y'all. Thanks for watching the Pink Table Talk. Have a good one.